Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm super excited to be working with Hiipoo Waterslide decal paper. I hope you enjoyed these beautiful Christmas DIYs that I have for you guys today. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to work with this Waterslide decal paper. So in this package, you're going to get 20 sheets, and also on the back, as you can see, you have the direction. They're so easy to follow. So once you pick the image that you want to print, I just went on Google to search for a free printable. Then you're going to load the paper into your printer. Now there's this shiny part. I don't know if you can see it very well. And this other side that it's not shiny, you want to set up your printer, and we're going to print the image on the shiny part. The only thing that I did on my printer, I just put on the setting on photo paper. That's the only thing that you need to change on the printer. I'm going to show you just the image that I choose. I choose just a few. So once I was done, I just press print, and then you're going to be using a spray clear sealer. I just got mine at Walmart, and I just did 3 coats. So the first coat, I just let it sit for 10 seconds, and the second coat, I let it sit for another 10 seconds, and the last coat, I just let it dry completely. And let's just put it to a side, and let me show you what we're going to need for this project. I'm going to be using one sign that I got from Dollar Tree. And the first thing, I'm going to remove the image. I always love to remove the image from my signs, and I just want to show you how easy it was to remove. But it's just my preference. You guys can use the bag to recreate this project. And to paint it, I'm going to be using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did 1 coat, and I just let it dry. I always love to distress my sign this way. I always love to do 1 light coat on the top, and once I'm done, I just let it dry for a little bit, and I just go over again with the same paint. We give this wood effect to the sign. I just love to do this technique. So once it's completely dry, I'm gonna be using 2 pieces of the painter's tape. I just place it on the edges of the sign. I want to create these lines, so I'm just using this color red that I got from Dollar Tree. I did first 1 coat, and I just let it dry for a little bit, and I went over to do a second coat, and once I'm done, I just removed the piece of painter's tape. I just want to show you the paint. It came off a little bit because under the sign it still has this piece of the image, and I didn't remove completely the piece of cardboard, so that's why the paint it came off. But it was really easy fix. I just went over with the same paint to paint it, and once I was done, I create another line on the other side, and I just repeat the same step. Okay, and now I'll be cutting 2 pieces of the painter sticks, and I'm just cut it to the side of my sign, and I just use 1 piece of sandpaper just to sand the edges of the painter sticks. And to paint it, I'm using the same paint that I got from Dollar Tree. I did 2 coats, and each coat I just let it dry the paint. I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention that I did the same step on the bottom of the sign. I just create 2 lines, and I just show you how I did it. So I'm gonna be creating lines on the top, and I always love to use my regular pencil and my ruler. I just love to do this technique because it gives this effect on my sign, but it's just preference. You guys can just leave the sign without the lines. So once I was done marking the lines, I just went over with my finger to distress it a little bit. I just cut my decal to the side that I need to put it on my project. So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna place the decal, I just put water in this glass container and I'm gonna hold it for about 60 seconds. The next step I'm going to grab just a little bit of the water to put it on my sign so it could be more easy to slide the decal. So I'm just showing how I place it, and with a piece of paper towel I just remove if it has a little bit of bubbles. You guys can just smooth it with a piece of paper and we can dry the image. And once I was done, I just placed the two painter sticks, one on the top and the other one in the bottom. And to glue them, I just used a combination of wood glue and hot glue for a strong hold. I decided to distress it a little bit more design, and for that I just went over with the Waverly anti-wax. And I'm so sorry I didn't notice that my lighting, it was covering all the image. So the other thing, I just used these beautiful Christmas pigs that I got from Walmart, and I'm just gonna place a few pieces on the bottom. You guys can just leave it the way it is, but I think it was missing a little bit of this greenery so it can give this finished look. In a minute I will show you how to put this beautiful hanger on the top of the sign so we can hang this beautiful sign, because I just create these two side projects. Today, I'm taking part in the Christmas collab that is being hosted by the amazing Liyana from Liyana DIYS, and her co-host for this month, it's Liz from Liz Muir, Decal and Decor, and all these talented friends that they're participating today. I hope you enjoy and stay tuned to watch all the playlists. Thank you so much. For the next project, I'm going to be using 6 painter sticks that I got from Amazon. So what I did, I just placed them first, all the painter sticks. And for me, it was more easy to grab the ruler and mark it with my pencil so we can give the shape of the tree. And once I was done with my cutter, I just cut the painter stick. And the one that we're using in the middle, I didn't cut it. I just used the whole piece. And once I was done with a piece of the sandpaper, I just sand the edges of the painter stick, and to paint it I'm going to be using the Waverly anti-wax. I just did one coat and I just let it dry. Also, I decided to paint on the back because once we place all the pieces together, I know from the back it will show if it's not painted. I'm gonna be using one wood crate, and here is the item number just in case if you guys need it. And to paint it, I just used the same Waverly anti-wax. I just did one coat and I just let it dry. Okay, the next thing, I'm going to be using one wood cutting star that I got from Dollar Tree, and to paint it, I'm using the same paint, the Waverly anti-wax. I did one coat and I just let it dry. I want to give a try for this wonderful technique that Sammy from Unicorn Does Design. She just showed us in a video, and I will link it down in my description box below the technique. So what she did, she just grabbed a candle and she just rub it on the piece of wood. In this case, I'm just using the painter sticks, and the more wax you put onto the piece of wood. It's gonna give this distressed look and it's gonna look really beautiful. So she got this technique from this talented friend Deidre from our Upcycle Life, and I will link it down below of her channel also so you guys can see this wonderful technique. So it was my first time doing this technique and I really love it because I'm really into like farmhouse distress, and this technique, it worked just amazing. I did this technique with all the pieces of the painter stick and also with the wood crate and the star because I want all the pieces to blend all together. And to paint it, I just used that Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let dry all the pieces. Here comes the fun part. I just grab a piece of tape and I just place it on the top, and with my hand I just rub on a few times and I just remove that piece of tape, and it was amazing how easy the paint it came off. And I just want to show you with that wood crate. I did the same step. This time I grabbed a big piece of tape and I just place it on the top, and again with my hand I just rub on a few times, and once I was done I removed that tape, and it's really amazing, this technique. I love it. But please let me know in the comments down below, have you guys tried this technique? The next thing, we're gonna put all the wood pieces together, and for that I'm just doing a combination of wood glue and hot glue for a strong hold. And once I was done, I just placed the star on the top. And I just want to show you, you guys can place the wood Christmas tree outside of the wood crate or inside. It's your preference. I decided to place it outside of the wood crate, and I just did the same step. I used wood glue and hot glue to glue it. I'm gonna be using another beautiful decal, and I just place it inside of the water and I just hold it for 60 seconds, and once I was done I just place it on the top of the wood crate. I just removed the part of the decal really slowly, and once I was done I just used a paper towel just to smooth a little bit if it has any bubbles, and to dry it. And to put inside, you guys can use these Christmas pigs that I got from Walmart. You can place a few pieces and I think it will look really beautiful, or these other type of Christmas pigs. And I'm just showing the item number just in case if you guys need it. For my next project, I'm going to be using 3 pieces of that cardboard that I had on hand. I just want to create this beautiful church. I want to use this wood house that I got from Dollar Tree. I know that sometimes it's pretty hard to get the things that we show you in the video from your Dollar Tree. In my Dollar Tree, all the time it happens too that I don't get the same things that all these talented friends they always show in their video, because my Dollar Tree, they don't have that many beautiful decor pieces, or sometimes they do have them. So I just marked the wood house and I just use my scissors to cut it. I'm gonna be using this piece of wood that I had on hand. I just found this piece of wood one day that I was going to my Dollar Tree, and there were like few pieces of furniture that they were giving away, and they were big pieces. So the only thing that I grabbed, it was just this piece, because the pieces of furniture, they were too big, and to be honest, I don't have a space in my house for those big pieces. To paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. I just used the same paint to paint the 3 pieces of the cardboard, and I did the same technique to put a little bit of a candle all over, and it worked really amazing on the piece of cardboard because it didn't cover it all the way because of the wax of the candle. It looks amazing, this piece of cardboard, so I really highly recommend it to use that technique on a piece of cardboard. Once they're completely dry, I just grab another piece of tape and I just place it on the top, and I'm just showing you how easy it was to remove the paint because it's just like cardboard, but it gives this beautiful effect that it's like wood. I just tried to create this door and the windows. First, I just start using my pencil to trace it. In the middle, I just used the Waverly anti-wax to paint it. I didn't like it very well, so at the end, I just grabbed a piece of this adhesive cord sheet that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut it to the side that I want my door and also the windows, and I just placed them. I just grabbed my sign and I decided to create lines. I just did 3 lines, and once I was done marking my lines, I always love to mark the lines twice so they can be a little bit dark, because once they're a little bit dark, it's more easy to distress the lines. And here's the part where I show you that I use the craft square adhesive cord sheet, and I just peeled up the sticker. I didn't use any hot glue to place them, but if you guys want, you guys can use. And to have this 3D effect, I decided to grab a few pieces of these scrap sticks that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just used a little bit of hot glue to glue it. And once I was done, I just placed all the pieces together. So for me, it was more easy just to place the 2 pieces in each side. And once I was done, I just placed the other piece in the middle so it can be centered. I just used hot glue to glue it, but if you guys want a strong hole, you guys can use E6000. I'm going to use another beautiful decal, and I just show you how I did step by step. I just placed my decal inside and I just hold it for 60 seconds, and once I was done, I just grabbed a little bit of the water and place it on the top of the sign so it can be a little bit more easy to place the decal. And once I placed it, I just go really slowly to remove the bottom part, and with a piece of paper towel I just went over in the top just to smooth a little bit if it has any bubbles, and also to dry it. And it was really amazing how it turned out once you place this beautiful decal. But please let me know, what do you guys think? I'm gonna be using one Christmas pick that I got from Walmart, and I'm just gonna be placing it on the side, and I just use a little bit of hot glue to glue it. For this next project, I'm gonna be using this heat transfer paper. This one is this for dark fabric, and the packaging, it comes with 10 sheets, and I just want to show you on the back it has all the instruction step by step what to do, and it was really easy to follow these instructions. So I just want to show you how the paper it looks. From one side white, and from the back it looks like these blue lines. When you're placing your paper in the printer, you want to print your image on the white part. Also, it comes with 2 pieces of the parchment paper. It was really easy to do this project, and I just choose this image, and I'm just showing you on the white part I print my image. I'm gonna be using my scissors to cut the image, and I just cut it the closest it could be to the image, and I just place my image on the top. And for that, I just grab one piece of this fabric that I got from Dollar Tree. I cut it to the side that I need, and I just peel up the backing of the paper from the back, and I just place it on the top. And I grab a piece of the parchment paper to place it on the top of the image, and with my ironing I just went over on the top and for 30 seconds. And once I was done, I removed the parchment paper. It was really easy to do it, and it turned out really beautiful. So let's put it to the side, and let me show you what else do we need for the next project. I'm gonna be using one wood truck that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna remove the hanger and also the image. First, I was gonna remove all the image, but in the end I decided not to remove this part of the tires because I really love it how it looks, the color, and I don't need to be painting the tires. So what I did, I grabbed my ruler and I just start marking it with this pocket knife, so once I remove the image it won't come this part. And to paint it, I'm going to be using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color grade. I did one coat and I just let it dry. And to distress it a little bit more, I went over with this other paint, the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. First, I love to use just a little bit of the paint, and once I'm done, I just go over in just a few parts where it needs a little bit or more that distress. I always love to do this technique to distress my signs. I just grabbed my piece of fabric that I show you on the beginning what we did. I'm going to be just using hot glue to fold this part of the fabric. We want to create this pocket to put it on the top of the truck. So I just fold the edges of the fabric twice, and I did the same step on the other 2 sides. You guys can see what I'm doing right here, how I fold the other remaining piece of the fabric on the top, and I just create the pocket at the side that I need for my truck. I just kind of eyeball it. I didn't measure anything, and once I was done, I just used hot glue to put it on the top of the truck, and I just cut one piece of the adhesive cord sheet to place it on the top to give this effect of the window, and also to cover the 2 holes that they have to hang this truck. Or if you guys want to hang this beautiful sign, you guys can just trace the same holes on the top of the piece of cord sheet, and you guys can put like a piece of jute twine. You guys know that I love to use this plant hanger. You guys can put like a piece and it will look really beautiful too, but I decided not to. I just placed that piece of cord sheet all the way to cover the holes, but it's like preference what you guys want to do with this beautiful sign. And to distress on the edges of the truck, I just went over with the Waverly anti-wax, and to put inside, you guys can put these beautiful Christmas pigs, and I just pull apart all the pigs to place it inside. And also I create these bows made of Dollar Tree ribbon, and I just place it on the side. I was gonna leave like the truck without without bow, but I'm like, it needs something else, and I just used 3 berries to put it in the middle. It turned out really beautiful once you place all these bows together. For my next project, I'm going to be using the other side of the wood sign. So I just did the same step. I used the Restore chalk paint on color white, and I just did 1 coat and I just let it dry. And once it's completely dry, I just went over with my ruler and my pencil, and I just start creating lines, and I'm just gonna do 3 lines. And once I'm done with my finger, I love to distress the lines. I'm going to be using another water slide decal paper, and I just show you how I create it and how I use the spray clear sealer to seal the image. And I just place it inside my glass container. It was a little bit smaller for this big image. Once you just leave it for 60 seconds, it comes out really easy, the image. I just use a little bit of the water to put it in the sign, and it works amazing because I just can move the image and place it like in the middle. And with the paper towel, I just went over and removed a little bit of the bubbles, and to dry the image, I just grabbed 2 pieces of the painter sticks. I just show you how I cut them to the side of the sign and how I painted with this beautiful red color. The only difference that I'm going to do with this other side of the sign, I want to distress the 2 painter sticks a little bit more. So I just went over with the Restore chalk paint on color white, and once they were completely dry, I didn't like it how they turned out. It was kind of like this pink color, so I just went over with a piece of sandpaper just to remove a little bit of the paint, but it didn't work out. At the end, I went over with the same red paint, painted a little bit more because, like I said, it was like this pink color. And to put the 2 pieces of the painter sticks, I just used wood glue and hot glue. I just grabbed 4 pieces of this jute cord that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just got it to the size that I need. So what I did on the bottom of the jute cord, I just tie it so it can has this nut on the end. I place it on the 2 holes that it had the sign so it can cover. I place the 2 pieces on the front and the other 2 pieces on the other side of the sign. I just start twisting the 2 pieces of the jute cord, and to hold the remaining piece of the jute cord, I just use hot glue. And once I was done, I grabbed this jute twine and I just wrap it around a few times, and I just cut the remaining piece. And also to have a finished look on the top of the hanger, I just cut it. If you guys don't want to recreate this hanger, you guys can use the same piece of the hanger that it had the sign, or you guys can use a piece of this plant hanger. I think it will look really beautiful too. I'm gonna be using these beautiful Christmas picks that I got from Walmart, and I just use a few pieces to put them on the bottom, and I create another beautiful bow and I just place it in the middle. And also I grabbed these red berries that I got from Dollar Tree and I just cut a few picks to put it. It was a touch that I need on the bottom. It turned out really beautiful. I love it, but if you guys want, you guys can just leave it without the greenery. For the next project, I'm going to be using the other side of the wood truck, and to paint it, I'm using this beautiful colored red that I got from Dollar Tree. I did first one coat, and once it was completely dry, I went over and did another second coat. And also, I just grabbed two pieces of the painter's tape to cover the piece of the tires because I'm going to be using another color to paint this part of the tire. I just grabbed my piece of fabric and I'm going to be creating this beautiful pocket to put it on the top of the truck. First, I just fold the edges of the fabric twice and I did the same step on the other two sides. On the top of the fabric, I fold it opposite. You guys can see what I'm doing right here, how I fold the other remaining piece of the fabric on the top, and I just create the pocket at the side that I need for my truck. And once I was done, I just use hot glue to put it on the top of the truck. And I just cut one piece of the adhesive cord sheet to place it on the top to give this effect of the window and also to cover the two holes that they have to hang the truck. And also to put inside, I just used these Christmas picks that I got from Dollar Tree and these other few pieces that I got from Walmart. And I just cut the picks and I just place it inside of the pocket. I decided to create this simple bow to put it on the top. You guys can place it in the middle. And I create another beautiful bow and I just place one button in the middle. And it turned out really beautiful, but if you guys want, you guys can just leave it without the bow. And I really don't know what happened with the part where I show you that I distressed on the edges with the Waverly anti-wax, and also I used the same paint to paint the tires. For the next project, I'm going to be using one piece of wood that I had on hand. And what I did first, I just grabbed the candle and I just went over on the top of the sign. I want to do again that technique because I really love it how it turned out the other projects. I just used the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. So once I was done, I decided to create lines on the top and I just marked 3 lines on the top of the sign, and with my pencil I marked the lines twice so they can be a little bit dark, and with my finger I just distressed the lines a little bit. I'm gonna be using this beautiful decal that I just create, and I just hold it for 60 seconds, and once I was done, I just grab a little bit of water to put it on the top of the sign so it can be a little bit more easy to place the decals in the top. And once I place the decal, I just remove the bag really slowly, and with a piece of paper towel I just went over on the top just to smooth a little bit the bubbles and also to dry on the top. I really love these decals, how they turn out. They're really amazing, and it was really easy to work with it. I'm going to be using this crafter square adhesive sheet that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut two pieces. It measured 19 centimeters and 1 centimeter wide, and I'm just going to place it on the top. And once I place them, I'm going to be using 4 thumbtacks that I got from Dollar Tree as well. It was missing something else on the top, and I think it's the touch that I need, and I'm just going to be using hot glue to glue it. But if you guys want a strong hold, you guys can use E6000. I'm going to be using these Christmas picks that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut a few pieces, and with small zip tie I just tie it very well the pieces. And with the remaining piece, I just use my scissors to cut it. I just gonna put them on the bottom, and I'm gonna be using hot glue to glue it. I just create a simple bow to place it in the middle. And also, I didn't show you, but I create another just simple jute twine bow, and I just place it on the top, and a few pieces of these red berries, and this is how it looks once it's done. It turned out really beautiful. I love it. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? Please don't forget to see all the videos that all these talented friends that they're participating today. Thank you so much, Liyana, for hosting this wonderful collab. Thank you so much, Hiipoo, for collaborating with me. It was an honor, and I will link it down in my description box below, all the links to the Waterslide decal paper and also the transfer paper. And once again, thank you so much. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload a new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much, and have an amazing day.